Welcome to this explainer. I'm stepping in as your financial mentor today because we really need to talk about your financial foundation. And I want to establish the incredibly high stakes right off the bat. The decisions you make in your 20s and early 30s will basically do one of two things. They're either going to build a fortress of future wealth, or they'll create years, maybe even decades, of completely unnecessary financial stress. There's really no middle ground here. Every single dollar you earn, spend, or save right now is literally a brick being laid in the foundation of your future. So I want you to honestly ask yourself right now, will your 20s build wealth? As your financial advisor, my absolute goal is to ensure the answer to that is a resounding yes. For so many Americans, the path to financial independence feels kind of confusing or just totally out of reach. But it really doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to identify the 7 fatal financial traps that are holding millions of Americans back, and exactly how you can avoid them to accelerate your journey to true financial freedom. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our syllabus for today: the financial foundation, escaping the debt trap, defeating lifestyle inflation, building true wealth, and finally, diversifying your income. We're making a massive shift today from playing financial defense to playing wealth-building offense. All right, section 1, the financial foundation. It's pretty wild, right? Most of us went through years of schooling where we were taught algebra, biology, history. Actually, scratch that. We learned a whole lot of subjects, but we almost never learned how to actually manage money. Lacking basic financial education is trap number 1, and it leads straight into trap number 2, living paycheck to paycheck. Just look at these common spending drains: rent, shopping, dining out, those forgotten streaming subscriptions. Or, those $7 artisanal lattes. For many young Americans, every single dollar earned goes straight down these drains, leaving absolutely nothing for the future. And here's the harsh truth. The problem isn't always a low income. Very often, it's just poor money management. If you're unconsciously letting your money just slip away, financial stress becomes a permanent fixture in your life, no matter how much you earn. But hey, there's a way out. And what I always tell my clients is to start with 3 incredibly simple steps. Step 1. Track your spending. You absolutely have to know where your money is going before you can tell it what to do. Step 2, build a simple monthly budget. It doesn't need to be some overly complicated spreadsheet, just a basic plan for your income. Step 3, save consistently. Even saving a tiny amount on a regular basis creates this amazing sense of control. It shifts your mindset from being just a consumer to being a saver, and that alone can completely change the trajectory of your future. Moving fast here, section 2, escaping the debt trap. So if lacking a budget is trap number 1, trap number 3 is mismanaging credit cards. And the danger here is incredibly acute. Credit cards are just tools, sure, but for many Americans, they quickly become dangerous pitfalls. We use them for shopping sprees, a quick weekend getaway, the latest tech gadget, or, that expensive piece of workout gear you swear you'll use but never actually do. When you use credit for these lifestyle items and only make the minimum monthly payments, you are walking straight into a trap. High-interest debt compounds rapidly. That means you are literally paying interest on your interest. That weekend vacation could end up following you around for years, costing double or triple its original price. No way. So, the crucial point is this: use credit cards responsibly and never spend money you cannot repay quickly. If you can't pay the balance in full at the end of the month, you cannot afford it. You absolutely must master this rule to ensure that compound interest is working for you, not against you. If you let it work against you, it will ruthlessly crush your financial freedom, for sure. Let's transition into our next pillar, section 3, defeating lifestyle inflation. As your career progresses and your income eventually grows, you need to build a moat around your finances to protect the money you're making. That means fighting trap number 4, lifestyle inflation. This is basically increasing your spending as your income increases instead of increasing your savings. You get a raise, so you immediately upgrade the car. You get a bonus, and suddenly you're moving to a more expensive apartment or buying luxury gadgets. Millions of Americans fall into this trap without even knowing the term for it. They just assume that a higher income automatically equals wealth, but it doesn't. It just makes them high earners with really high expenses. And this brilliantly illustrates the core issue. There is a massive difference between a high income and true wealth. Having a high income just means you have cash flowing in, but if it all flows right back out to support an inflated lifestyle, your net worth is literally zero. True wealth, on the other hand, only grows when your savings and your investments grow. This reveals a massive secret of financial success. Many genuinely wealthy people deliberately choose to live well below their means. They don't look rich because their money is quietly tied up in investments, not in depreciating assets like expensive cars. Now, to protect against unexpected shocks, you need an emergency fund. Because trap number 5 is having zero emergency savings. Job losses, medical bills, a blown tire, they happen to all of us. Without savings, these emergencies force people straight back into that credit card debt trap we just talked about. Building a starter emergency fund of just $500 to $1,000 is an incredibly strong first step. It protects your peace of mind while you work your way toward the ultimate goal of saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses. All right, take a breath. Section 4, Building True Wealth. We are officially shifting from financial defense to financial offense. I want to completely dismantle this false, limiting belief that investing is only for Wall Street billionaires. The absolute biggest advantage young Americans have is time. Trap number 6 is waiting too long to invest, and it's honestly one of the costliest money mistakes you can make. When you start early, you harness the mathematical miracle of compound growth. It's like a giant snowball. Your money makes money, and then that new money goes out and makes even more money. Because of this snowball effect, the earlier you start, the less actual cash you have to put in out of your own pocket to grow massive wealth over the long term. If you're sitting there thinking you don't have enough to start, well, let me stop you right there. $50 to $200. The barrier to entry today is so incredibly low. Investing just this much on a monthly basis into ETFs, index funds, retirement accounts, or dividend stocks can be absolutely life-changing over a couple of decades. You don't need to be some stock-picking genius. You just need consistency. Successful Americans use these exact tools to steadily build their portfolios month after month, year after year. And that brings us to our final pillar, Section 5, Diversifying Your Income. We've talked about protecting your money and growing your money. But now we need to talk about where that money actually comes from. Trap number 7 is depending entirely on just one single paycheck from one employer. In today's dynamic, fast-changing economy, that's a single point of failure for your financial life, and it is incredibly risky. To combat this, successful Americans actively build multiple streams of income: side hustles, freelancing, investing, running online businesses, content creation, or even leveraging new AI tools. By diversifying where your money comes from, you create an incredible amount of stability. If one stream dries up, you aren't completely wiped out. Plus, having these extra sources aggressively accelerates your wealth growth. Let's move to and see how this builds. Imagine adding just $300 to $1,000 extra dollars to your monthly bottom line. Earning just this extra amount from a side hustle or a freelance gig can dramatically transform your financial reality. That extra cash could completely fund your monthly investments, wipe out that lingering debt, or build that emergency fund in record time. It gives you breathing room. It gives you options. So as we bring this whole shebang together, I really want you to internalize this. Budgeting creates control. Saving creates security. Investing creates wealth. And discipline creates freedom. You do not need to be perfect to win at the game of finance. You simply need to start making smarter decisions consistently. The habits you build in your 20s and 30s are literally the blueprint for your entire future. By avoiding these 7 traps, getting educated, sticking to a budget, dodging bad debt, refusing to inflate your lifestyle, building that emergency fund, investing early, and diversifying your income, you are guaranteeing yourself a stronger, significantly wealthier tomorrow. I want to leave you with a really thought-provoking question directly from our source material as you continue your own journey toward financial independence. What financial lesson do you wish more young Americans knew earlier? Take a second. Think about your own experiences, maybe the mistakes you've made, and definitely the victories you've had. Use that knowledge to fortify your own future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep building those smart money habits, and I'll see you in the next one.